Ghostlighting is ghastly because it combines the pain of abandonment with the pain of self-doubt. What exactly is ghostlighting? Ghostlighting is the combination of ghosting, or just being discarded, and the gaslighting about the reason or the excuse for the ghosting or discard. And it's not uncommon for a severe avoidant to ghostlight you. One example of ghostlighting could be when they just disappear. They just stop replying. And then finally, when you do hear from this person, they claim that they were just busy. They weren't ghosting you. I mean, yeah, it was a couple weeks and they didn't reply to you, but they were just overwhelmed and busy. Or they'll try to fool your memory, sow those seeds of doubt, and make you think that you agreed to a break. Or they even blame it on you. That it's your fault. You were too needy, you were too clingy. You are the reason that they had to just disappear and discard you. This is a very painful experience because it happens abruptly. And then when you finally do get any explanation out of this person, they're not giving you any semblance of the truth. They're not giving you anything based in actual reality. But being discarded is a very brutal experience. And a typical human reaction after being discarded is to think that you did something wrong, to blame yourself, to question yourself and think that you must have done something wrong to cause the discard, that you must have done something wrong to cause this person to just disappear from your life. Days before, they were telling you how much they were into you and how wonderful you made them feel. They may have even been telling you that they loved you. You may have been planning a future together, possibly even a wedding. And then all of a sudden, this person just disappears. And then when you do hear from them, you're being manipulated. Gaslighters gaslight for the purpose of avoiding accountability, to try to get you to doubt your perception of reality, to plant seeds of doubt in your mind. Because if you're doubting your reality, if you're doubting the way you perceive things, they are able to escape accountability. Avoidants are very insecure people. They are very, very insecure. So they don't like to take accountability because accountability is too painful because it's all encompassing. If they take accountability for bad behaviors, it means that they're a bad person. So they can't do that. They can't go there. They have to make sure the other person is doubting themselves and blaming themselves so they can avoid culpability. It's a psychologically abusive thing to do because being discarded enough is absolutely painful. But then being blamed or manipulated or fooled into thinking that the reason for the discard was something other than what it was, it is a psychologically damaging experience that the person that was discarded can carry forward through their lives. They can carry this into future relationships and constantly have a self-doubt that can actually interfere with potentially other healthy relationships. When an avoidant discards you, it's always because of their fears of abandonment have been triggered. Avoidants learned at a young age that emotional intimacy leads to abandonment. If you rely on someone for your emotional needs, they're ultimately going to disappoint you. They're going to reject you. They're going to abandon you. So the avoidant takes their feelings for you. They bury them deep. That's what they've learned to do. They've learned to suppress their feelings and deny themselves access to their own feelings. That's why they can abruptly leave and show a complete lack of empathy, because they've completely detached from any feelings for you. But they can't take accountability for this. So it is very, very common for them to ghostlight you. But understand, if you've been discarded, if you've been ghosted and you're being blamed, or there's very lame excuses coming out like you agreed on a break or they were just busy, trust your instincts and trust your perceptions of reality. Don't fall for the ghostlighting, because if you fall for it and you fall into a cycle of self-blame, it's going to make it that much more painful. You're going to carry it through that pain. You're going to carry it through to future relationships. You're going to doubt yourself moving forward. Don't fall into that. Trust yourself, trust your gut, which is your subconscious, and trust your instincts. You know what reality is, and don't for a second think otherwise. Let me add, it's important to remember that both ghosting and discarding, and gaslighting, as a matter of fact, are toxic behaviors. They are not emotionally healthy, and it's always a reflection of the person doing these behaviors. Healthy people do not ghost. Healthy people do not discard, and healthy people do not gaslight. It's a representation of that person's insecurities and their character. It's a reflection of their attachment wounds. It is nothing that you did, because you can't make anybody do anything. Even when they try to blame their behaviors on you, that is not true, because you can't make anybody behave in a certain way. You can't make anybody behave in an unhealthy way. It doesn't mean that you had to be perfect, but these behavioral choices were on them. They're never on you. And don't take the blame for somebody else's behaviors, because if you do, you're only hurting yourself and you're pushing yourself deeper into insecurity.